Lorraine Complex. Support will be supporting the end of Winav event. We have Univision Channel 34, and we also have some helicopters in the area that are going to be recording from above. But okay, let me see if I can get the camera to switch. There we go. So here are the people that are supporting us today on this walkout. We got some posters. We got We Demand Stronger Background Checks. Um, and hello, Vienna Plane Spotting. Thanks for joining us today. And here we are. We have the recording equipment getting set up. And let me just see if I can. Yep, you can see there, channel 34 Univision, the microphone. All right. So right now we're just getting ready for the event. In a few minutes, we're going to have some speakers talk about why gun violence should end, because this is an issue that currently affects us in many schools and in many areas of the country. And hello, Weather Nature Productions Central Virginia. Thank you for joining us today as well. And all right, I think my Zoom got stuck something. There you go. We got police supporting us as well, right here. And also, in a few minutes, we're also going to have a congressman who's going to speak on behalf of the issue of gun violence. He's actually the representative of our district here in Los Angeles, and he's supporting us on our gun violence reform as well. All right, I think we're about to start. All right, we're going live.
Thank you, Kobe. All right. Good morning, students of LASUS. Of Miguel Contreras. Thank you for attending today's press conference about gun violence. Today we will be speaking about gun violence, as I mentioned before, and we will have student speakers as well as special guest, Congressman Jimmy Gomez. But before we begin, we thought that we will do a minute of silence to honor all the lives that are lost because of gun violence, from Los Angeles to Florida, with cities such as Las Vegas, Orlando, LA, and Miami. So please give us 1 minute of silence for all of those lives that have suffered. Thank you. Now, we'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to attend our press conference once again and to listen to our voices on this important issue. Today, April 20th, we express our solidarity with all the lives that have suffered from terrible tragedies such as gun violence. But this is not a message of sympathy, rather it is a message of solidarity. We announce our solidarity with all cities such as Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Orlando, and Miami. These communities have suffered the consequences of gun violence. Many of us can relate to hearing gunshots at night. Some have struggled to forget the gruesome sights of gun violence in our streets. Gun violence has evolved into a fatal issue throughout America, and it often seems like there is no chance for change. 21 school shootings have taken place since the beginning of 2018. Though they are far apart in geography and socioeconomic status, schools such as Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida and South Castro just down the street from us are united by the experiences of gun violence. Together we must demand change. So many students and people across the country are being affected, and all we've done is watch and fear. But not today. Today we have student speakers that will voice our own demands. These demands represent the voice of a new generation that is committed to ending gun violence and building safer schools. Not only student speakers, but as well as special guest Congressman Jimmy Gomez, who is very supportive of preventing gun violence. Our first speaker is a senior from the Los Angeles School of Global Studies. Please welcome Alexis Chavez to the podium.
Well, firstly, thank you guys for being out today. The turnout wasn't as big as last time, but that's all right. As long as you guys are here, we got your support. Thanks. How many lives is it going to take us? For how many crimes are they going to blame us? How many times have they forsaken us? And how much time is going into saving us? If we want change, we are the ones that are going to save one another. We are the ones that are going to stand with our sisters and our brothers. We are the ones that will come up with these solutions, and we will no longer tolerate oppression from these government institutions. We are here to demand that the updated universal background check system consider one's history of domestic violence so that we can provide victims as well as perpetrators with proper guidance. We ask that the checks also look for one's association with violent hate groups, because this problem cannot effectively be combated without looking at the roots. In addition, we are here to demand that the Dickey Amendment be repealed, since its only true intention is to better the NRA's own appeal. This amendment takes away all the funds that allow the CDC to research the effects of guns. This is an ongoing fight that needs to be fought, and it is up to those affected to show what we've got. We know that this fight will not end here and will definitely be tough, but we also realize and know when enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you, your Average Joe, for joining us today as well. I have seen your comments as well. Thank you, Average Joe.
Thank you, Alexis, for that very empowering speech. You have a lot of wise words to say in that speech. Before we move on to our second student speaker, we have Monica Garcia from LAUSD to speak upon this event.
Buenos días, buenos días, buenos días. I really come to just say how amazing you are. I've come to say how proud we are of young leadership, of voices heard in LA and across the country. Thank you, students, for knowing who you are and knowing how much you matter. I learned that the revolution starts in the classroom and penetrates to the community. So mil gracias. Es tan importante que sepan ustedes, los vemos, los escuchamos y necesitamos seguir juntos adelante en las aulas para llegar a la graduación y también en nuestras casas y familias y comunidad. We must end gun violence in LA. The Board of Education supports you and has already passed resolutions to make sure the voices of Los Angeles are communicated with Congressman Jimmy Gomez, who supports all of us in Washington, D.C. every day, but also so that you know we stand with you. Muchísimas gracias. Adelante.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Garcia, for those empowering words. We enjoy all of the support. Now we will go to our second student speaker. He is also from the Los Angeles School of Global Studies, and his name is Miguel Armas.
Once again, I just want to say thank you for showing your support here. It really means a lot. You know, we're all here trying to end gun violence. You know. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Miguel Armas, and I will be speaking on behalf of my fellow peers and Miguel Contreras. We want to know the truth about how we as a society are affected by guns. We want to repeal the Dickey Amendment, which was implemented 22 years ago when the NRA convinced Congress to prevent the Center of Disease Control from conducting research about the effects of guns on public health. We, the students, believe in the data. Without knowledge, we cannot make informed policy decisions. With that in mind, I would like to share with you one piece of relevant data that we do have. According to Quinnipiac University, 67% of Americans are in favor of banning assault weapons. We stand with that 67% of Americans to call a national ban on assault weapons. How many lives do we need to lose until we take these guns away? We have lost 17 lives at Stoneman Douglas High School, 28 lives at Sandy Hook Elementary, 49 lives at Pulse nightclub, and 58 lives in the Las Vegas mass shooting. These weapons have taken too many lives and brought so much pain to families. People who want these weapons might say they want them for recreational purposes. Then let's make a compromise. Make these weapons available to rent and use only at licensed gun ranges. This way you can still have the enjoyment of shooting these weapons while ensuring public safety. To the people who underestimate us, who say we are just teenagers who don't know any better, or we're just doing this to get out of class. We're not here just to get out of class. I'm not here just for myself. I'm not here just for all the students at this school. I'm not here for my brother who saw a shooting 2 months ago. I'm here for all the students who believe they have the right to be safe in school. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel Armas, for sharing your thoughts. Now, we have our special guest, Congressman Mr. Jimmy Gomez, who will speak upon this issue as well, gun violence. We have researched a lot about Mr. Gomez and how he wants to prevent gun violence, like how we do. Now, can everyone please welcome Mr. Gomez to the podium?
Thank you so much. You know, first, let me thank you. Listen, we have a long tradition here in Los Angeles of students, you know, speaking up, walking out, and organizing. Because it was 50 years this year that Chicano students on the east side of LA organized to combat the discrimination that they saw in their schools, in the school district, where they didn't feel that they were getting a fair shot at an education. So you're in a long history of organizers, and you should be very proud of that. Because we do have something, and we need you to do something. We need you to continue to speak up. Why? Why is it important for the youth across the country? 21 different walkouts across the country. Why is it important? It's because oftentimes it is students, when you speak up and you ask the simple question, why are things the way they are? You're the ones that make the adults reflect. You're the ones who are making them question, why are the policies the way they are, and why are there certain things that we have never done before? And that helps start a movement. So the kids at Stoneman Douglas, the kids from that are now old enough from Sandy Hook, the kids that were part of Columbine are continue to start asking the question, why has Congress not done anything when it comes to gun violence in the United States of America? So I want to tell you that you guys are really fighting the good fight, and that asking those questions is going to lead to change. Yes, I support a permanent ban on assault weapons. Yeah. I support raising the age from 18 to 21 to buy a gun. I support allowing the CDC to actually do research on the impact of gun violence on kids' lives and the lives of people. And I support the fact that we should make sure that people who shouldn't have guns, the ones that are that have a mental illness or who are a danger to themselves or anybody around them, that there should be a restraining order that prevents them from getting that gun in the first place, right? So we need to continue pushing this legislation here at the state level and at the federal level. You're lucky that you live in California, because when I was in the state assembly, we did pass a series of laws that would make it a lot tougher, right? That would make sure that we were protecting our kids in schools and at home. We even made it that if a grown-up, if a parent or somebody knowingly leaves a gun in somewhere where a kid can get access to it, that they could be held criminally liable, right? That they could actually get in trouble for that. There's more regulations on having, a trampoline or a dog or a pit bull in your house than there is a gun. Right? It is the craziest stuff that we've seen when it comes to guns. But I want to tell you that I'm here to basically say, I'm with you, I stand with you, and I stand with all the high school kids from across the country. But keep on going. The fight is never, ever, ever over. You win this fight, you have to go on to the next, then the next, and the next. So a lifetime of activism is what we need from you to make sure that we do take our country back. I don't know why the Republicans in Congress will never allow a vote on a bill that would raise the age. I don't know why they won't allow. Do you guys know? Because they still are in the pockets of the NRA, right? And when you're in the pockets of the NRA, they are afraid to take them on. So I don't support the NRA, and I will never be in the pockets of the NRA. So I'll always have the back of the people I represent in the 34th Congressional District. So keep fighting, and I want to say to Miguel and Marvin and to all the student activists and leaders here, thank you for your fight, thank you for your activism, and keep it up. Because we need you not only here in high school, but in college and then in the voting booths. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez, not only for the speech, but also for the support to prevent gun violence. This now concludes our press conference. Everyone can go back to class, but do not forget what each and every single one of you have done today. All of you are making a change for a better, way better future without gun violence. Thank you.
And that concludes this event. And thank you to everyone who joined us today and
You
for
may
your
all go back to
cooperation.
class.
And this is Eric of Proud Productions. I'm just about to go out. And once again, thank you for joining me today. And we're definitely hoping to make a change in gun reform so that students in schools can stay safe and so that everyone in the community can also be safe without the fear of being ever shot by any form of weapon. Once again, thank you for joining me today. This has been Eric of Proud Productions, and I'm signing off.